Okay, so here we are in the project overview report. This gives you an overview of the entire project over all of the periods that you have analyzed. And we do a half-step analysis, which means the first thing we do is we apply progress-related changes at the start of the period. And we sometimes see progress delays and we see progress recoveries. There are also schedule revisions that account for delays and recoveries, and those are in this graph as well. So looking down here at the legend, you can see the 6 elements of this graph. There is the black line, which represents the cumulative delay over time. In other words, what's happening to the finish date over time. And you can see in the first period, it starts April 22nd. That's the finish date. And at the end of the period, the finish date is April 26th. By the time we get to period 29, which is 2.5 years later, the finish date began. It was January 7th at the beginning of the period, and it slipped 8 days to January 15th. So that's this black line. And then you've got 4 types of lines, red and blue, solid and dotted. So red solid lines, like we see here, represent the delay from progress-related changes, like late starts, late finishes. We see a blue solid line that represents recovery from progress, like early starts, out of sequence starts, early finishes. Then you've got some periods that have dotted lines, and those are recovery, if it's blue, from schedule revisions, or let's find a good one here. Here's a dotted red line that represents 21 days of delay from revisions. And so the last element of this graph are these bars. And where the black line shows you cumulative delay, the bars show you the delay or recovery, depending on red or blue, for that period. In other words, the bars correspond to how far the black line goes up or down in that period. And that's your project overview report. You can get to it at any time by clicking the Report tab and then clicking Project Overview.